The third elegy. It is one thing to sing the beloved. Another, beware, that hidden, guilty river god of the blood. He whom she can recognize from afar, her youthful lover, what does he know of the Lord of pleasures, who often out of this lonely one, before the girl could ease him, and often as if she didn't exist, oh, dripping with what unrecognizable stuff lifted the Godhead, rousing the night to infinite uproar. O Neptune of the blood, O his terrible trident, O dark wind in his breast out of the world conch. Listen how the night troughs and hollows itself. You stars, wasn't the lover's delight in his beloved's face inspired by you? His intimate insight into her pure countenance by the pure constellations. It wasn't you, alas, nor was it his mother, who spanned his eyebrows into such expectancy, nor was it on you, girl holding him, not on your mouth, that his lips curved into their fruitful fullness. Do you really imagine your light entrance could have convulsed him so? You who move like a dawn breeze. Yes, you shocked his heart. But older terrors swarmed into him at the slight ordeal of your touch. Call him. But you can't. Not all the way back from those dark consorts. Of course he wants to. He escapes. He settles relieved in your intimate heart and takes and begins himself over. But did he begin himself ever? Mother, you made him small. It was you who began him. He was new to you. You bent over his new eyes, the friendly world, and shut out the hostile. Oh, where are the years when you interposed your slender figure between him and the seething chaos? How much you hid from him, the room, nightly suspect, you made harmless. Out of your heart's refuge, you mingled a more human space into the space of his night. Not in the dark, but in your nearer presence, you placed the night lamp, gleaming as in friendship. Nowhere a creak that you couldn't explain, with a smile, as if you'd long known just when each floorboard would act up. And he listened, and was soothed. So much it availed your coming to him at night. His destiny, tall in its cloak, stepped back behind the cupboard, and his unquiet future, easily shifting, fitted itself into the folds of the curtain. And he himself, lying there, relieved, under eyelids you had so easily made heavy, infusing your sweetness into the delicious beginnings of sleep, seemed protected. But within, who could fend off? Who could divert within him the deluge of origin? Ah, there was no caution in this sleeper, sleeping but dreaming, but feverish. How he let himself in for it. So new and shy, how he grew entangled in the spreading tendrils of these inner events that soon twined into patterns, choking growths, stalking predatory forms. How he gave himself up, loved what was within, his inner wilderness, the primeval forest in him, in whose mute downfall his heart stood light green. Loved, then left, passed through his own roots back out again into mighty origin where his small birth had already been outlived. Loving, he descended into the elder blood, into ravines where beasts still lay gorged with the fathers, where everything terrible, recognizing him, winked knowingly. Yes, and the terrible smiled. Rarely have you smiled as tenderly, mother. How could he help loving it when it smiled at him? Before you, he loved it. For even as you carried him, it was already dissolved in the waters, bearing lightly the embryo. See, we don't accomplish our love all in 1 year, like the flowers. For us, when we love, immemorial sap rises into our arms. O you, girl, this, that far back within us we loved, not one thing, not a thing in the future, but all the innumerable brewing. Not a particular child, but the fathers lying in our depths like rubble of wrecked mountains, but also the dry river beds of former mothers, but also the entire silent landscape under a clouded or a clear fate. Girl, all this came before you. And you yourself, what do you know? You who lured primordial time up into your lover, what passions burrowed up into him from long-gone beings, what women hated you in him? What shadowy men did you arouse in his young veins? Dead children reached out to you. Oh, softly, softly, do something loving before him, some faithful daylight task. Lead him up close to the garden. Give him what outweighs the heaviness of the nights. Hold him here.